were the Russian female heroes of the air. The women pilots were members of the 588th Night Bomber Regiment of World War II. These women were usually aged between 17 and 26 years. They flew on nighttime missions over enemy territory, bombing the troops on the ground. When approaching their target, they would idle their engines and glide into the bombing points. This largely silent approach gave off a whooshing sound as they went by, causing the German troops to liken it to the sound of broomsticks and witches, and thus arose the name, the Night Witches. Maria Koskova herself began training. She found suitable candidates in flying and navigating, and also as maintenance and ground crews. The female pilots of the 588th faced this challenge head-on. Their planes were obsolete biplanes made of plywood and covered with canvas. They had no handguns, no space to carry parachutes, and they had to rely on maps and compasses for navigation. They flew 8 to 10 bombing missions over enemy-held territory, night after night. The crews had to search for the German encampments from a very low altitude, and so were easy targets to ground fire. These little biplanes were able to fly very low, which helped them to evade the German pilots. The Night Witches' missions usually required that they flew to a nearby target, mostly behind enemy lines. They developed a strategy whereby 3 planes would fly in formation, and as they neared the target, 2 planes would fly so as to attract the German searchlights. These 2 planes would then fly off in opposite directions, twisting and weaving to avoid the anti-aircraft guns, while the 3rd plane would slip quietly through the darkness and drop its bomb load on the enemy below. This would be repeated until all 3 planes had dropped their bombs before flying back to base, where they would refuel, reload, and then fly off on their next mission. Night Witches flew approximately 30,000 missions and dropped 23,000 tons of bombs. This caused the German morale to fall, but the cost of the 588th Night Bombers was also high. They lost 30 of their pilots flying these missions. Commander Nazaria Popova, who completed 852 bombing missions for the Night Bombers, died on the 8th of July 2013 at the 8th. Nazaria was 91 years old when she passed. Nazaria was one of 24 night witches who were recognized for their incredible determination and bravery against all odds, and who were given the award of Hero of the Soviet Union for their tremendous contribution.